So I would love to see the conversation shift to what are we doing, because our current dynamics in in our pre-K classrooms, I know for us this year in particular, we are trying to get a 611 classroom simply for autistic children.
Sure.
Because it would meet their needs best. But there's just no funding. There's no funding at BOCES for it. And so we changed gears and said, okay, well, we'll hire one-to-one aides. So now we have a classroom that is just the teacher trying to do the job with the children, but at the same time, oh, wait, I need to meet with all the other professionals in the room to try to share this information so that we can all work in the same kind of forum. And the way that children are coming in now, it is just so different. It's not even like having the conversation with someone who hasn't been there, even for me, who's secondary,
Right.
is difficult because you don't get it. Like nobody can understand what they're going through. And more programs are needed, not just saving the current
I agree
ones.
with you.
This one hits home for me because teaching in Rome, we are so heavily dependent on funding from other outside sources from the community. And this past year, we had 21 teaching positions that were cut, and most of those were supported positions like reading positions. And so then what happens is, the statement is made, well, all of these tiered interventions need to happen in the classroom with the classroom teacher. And then we have kindergarten classes of 28 and 30 students, some with no teaching assistant, and it's ludicrous. There's just no way that happens. And it seems like every time this happens and we lose the funding, those most vulnerable students are the ones who are most impacted, because if it's not the reading teachers, it's our supported learning special educators. And it gets tiresome because and then you have really great people who you lose, and then you try to get them back when the funds return, and sometimes you can't get them back because they've had to move on. And it's year after year, and it's very, very frustrating.
So, again, if we're true to our mission that education is a great equalizer, we got to support that with funding, and that kind of funding. Yes, the state has some things to do, but when it comes to our students that have a diagnosis, it's got to be federal funding.
We need people on these committees that deeply understand what everybody here just said.
Yeah.
And without having someone like you there, there's not what then happens. You get the culture wars and these issues that you all
That are
just
real.
talked about, they don't get heard.